Hey guys, this is a video that I filmed back in August when I put the garage door up and never put up. It took quite a bit of time to edit it because there was a lot in it. And we didn't film anything today, so this is the perfect time to put it up. So I hope you enjoy it. Val is asleep. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Alright, first thing I need to do is release the tension on these springs up here. And this one is, when it's open, is completely released. I'll have no problem getting off. This one still has tension on it when it's open. I'll have to see what I can do to fix that. Alright, so I couldn't get the tension off of the springs. I'm going to have to take the door apart first. I'll just start from the top, go to the bottom. The springs are attached on the bottom panel, and that'll make it light enough that it will release all the tension. And that way I don't hurt myself, because right now if I tried to cut the cable, I will launch the spring into the ceiling or into myself, and don't want to do that. So we start taking the door apart from top to bottom. So the door is completely removed right now, and I still have tension on the spring. What I discovered is it hasn't been attached to the garage door in forever, and it is jammed up there in that cog, and I'm going to have to probably cut it to get that off. So I finally got everything down from the old garage door. It was a lot of work. Everything had these four-sided bolts instead of the standard six-sided bolt. There was some six-sided from later repairs, but I only have one of my sets out, which is a six-sided set. I have another set that would have worked, but I don't know where it is. It's either here or in the garages. It's all over Berlin, so it took me forever. I had to use just a regular wrench, and hopefully, since the new one is only a few years old, should be easy to put up. So let's see how that works. Okay, so this is the bottom of my garage door. I already foresee a problem. Whoever built this, of course, did a very crappy job. There's like a 4x6 here, and it's keeping this from going as far out as it needs to. And they notched it for the attachment flanges that are on here. And the new ones don't have flanges. It has an L bracket, so it needs to be bolted all the way down. So it looks like it's about an inch that I need to actually remove from the entire 4x6 all the way up on both sides before I can actually attach. Alright, so I cut the full length. I actually did 2 cuts on either side, so I'm not trying to chop through too much. I'm going to see how easy it is to chisel these out. I may have to take my saw and do cuts across, leave cuts. I hope not, because that's just more time. So let's see how that works out. Alright, so I'm finished here. Managed to cut out quite a bit without causing any issues with integrity. I do see why they decided to put 2x4s on this. There's actually nothing at the bottom, so it doesn't even touch the ground. And each side completely dry rotted out. So, but everything above 3 inches is solid. And I got 2x4s now, 3 on each side, that are on the ground, which will probably rot out eventually. Again, I want to just tear this whole place down when I get the opportunity, but not now. Right now I'm going to put the garage door up. So that's the next step. Alright, so here's all my hardware, and he's marked it all, which is awesome. So right, this says RB or BR, which is bottom right. So the screw holes all line up. So I will put the hardware onto both the top and bottom and in the middle section of this. And I will check the fit from side to side. Alright, so far so good. I've got 3 panels up. I can't put the 4th panel up until I put the turns in, the horizontal run. So the vertical run is up. The garage is pretty much secured at this point. Okay, so this is my torsion bar, and it needs to go up with my horizontals, because it has those holes right here is where the torsion bar attaches on each end. So it's got bearings in it, so it'll move nice and smoothly. It just pops in, and the center section is attached to the wall. And see if I can get a picture of. And I don't have anything in the center, so I'm going to have to put something there. So I managed to get a piece of 4x4, and I'm going to measure and cut and put that in now, so it has something to attach to. I have to put it in good and tight because it's going to be holding a couple 100 pounds of torsion. so the top panel is up. It wasn't as painful as I expected it to be. I have to attach the cable now to the wheel up here, wind it up, then I will have to wind the torsion springs, which is the scariest part of all of this. Now, I was already told that it gets about 25 turns. I have to make sure that the bar doesn't move, and I'm going to use a vice clamp for that. And then I'm going to wind this up, and hopefully I can get the door open today. Okay, so my next step is to wind it. I've already put a vice clamp on here. I've got tension on the cable. I was told, and it was actually written somewhere, that it has 25 winds on it. So that's what I'll do. And I tighten the bolts here. And I do it the same thing on the other side. So these are my winders. They're just a couple of pieces of rebar that I had to shape to fit the holes. And they go into these. And I will wind it. Alright, here it is, moment of truth. Alright, it's working. I think I need to put a couple of more turns on it. Alright. So I can get the whole thing in frame. This is what the door looks like on the outside. Looks like a barn door. I think I'm going to paint it forest green. So, more fitting for our style. But it's up. I'm happy. I'm exhausted. I'm sore. And that's it.